Gerard.
I'm Jabari.
I'm Michael.
And we're the Board of Directors. And welcome to our first installment of Board Meeting, a monthly video that we do discussing topics as they relate to manhood. This month's topic is leadership.
Well, I think it's important because, as a man, we want to build up our own character within ourselves, but we also want to share that those characteristics with other people. And the best way to do that is to be a good leader. If you're not a good leader, you can't spread manhood to other people.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I think one of the most popular definitions of leadership is influence.
Mm-hmm.
And in being a man, you have to influence people if you have a goal in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
If you got a goal in life that you want to accomplish, you have to influence people to help you, to aspire to reach that goal. So that's why leadership is important as far as influence.
Yeah, and I think that, throughout time, not to sound sexist or anything, but men have always been looked to be leaders.
Mm-hmm.
We're considered the head of the household according to the Bible. We are usually generally in the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
We're the ones that are most often managers, and also we have to be fathers. We have to be older brothers. So a lot of times we find ourselves naturally put into positions with titles, I guess you could say, that we're required to lead. So I think it's important that we learn those characteristics, not only so we can lead our families, but we can also lead others into manhood. So I think
I'm glad you brought that up, man.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that earlier today.
Mhm.
Just thinking about leadership in general. I was thinking, naturally it's kind of imposed on us that men are the leaders.
Definitely.
If you're married, like three of us are,
Mhm.
it's kind of natural for you to assume that you're going to be the leader of your home. And how you going to be a man in your house if you don't know how to lead it?
exactly.
If a young man wants to develop leadership skills, the easiest thing for him to do, in my humble opinion, is to find somebody he respects. Once you find somebody you respect, we stated in the book here that actions create respect. But obviously that person is acting upon something. Because that respect, he creates trust and influence in people. As we stated earlier, that influence is leadership. So if that person is hanging around somebody he respects, he begins to obtain qualities that that person has. Therefore, he has influence on people. Now he's a leader.
Definitely. I think an important point to piggyback on what you said is that, when you're looking for that person you respect, you also want to make sure that that person is carrying themselves in ways that, are respected in society, looking at things that are admirable in qualities, making sure that you respect them because they do the right thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
To take Mike's question or answer a little bit further, I think that just like the person that you're getting your leadership skills from, you need to show the same leadership skills towards somebody you're passing.
Pass it on.
You pass it on. Just like that person led by action, you need to lead by action also. So when you're developing your leadership skills, you basically practice what you preach.
Yeah.
If you say something, you stick to it and you carry through. And when people see that, they'll respect you more for it.
Yeah, it's not always a title saying, "Hey, look at me, come follow me."
Yeah.
You say, I'm going to do this. You set out and do it. People notice that and they're going to follow you.
Yeah.
Just like anything else, it's going to be a learning process. Some people are going to catch on quicker. Of course, it's going to be easier for them, and it's going to come naturally. Others are going to have to actually try to make a conscious effort to do it, like following your example of your father per se, or maybe your grandfather, or a person in the church or in the neighborhood. But one thing you have to keep in mind when you're following those examples is you want to make sure that they're doing the right thing. You have to have good judgment as to what they're doing and what you're following, because, just because you're a leader doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing the right thing. Hitler was a leader.
True.
And he led a lot of people to destruction.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that when you're following these examples, you find the credible ones to follow, and you make sure that what they're doing is where you want to go, and make sure your morals and your standards are good. You have to be.
Yeah, you have to be. Because, you got to think that no matter how much of a leader you are, how smart you are, wise, there's always somebody wise or smart. You get to the point where you like, nobody can teach me nothing. It's pretty much a wrap. I got an old saying that, you can't teach somebody that already know everything.
Exactly.
So, if you get to the point where you think you can't learn anything else, you can't lead anybody. Yeah. I also think it's important that it's not based on just title alone.
Exactly.
You might not be necessarily a leader at your workplace, or or anywhere really. But when you come home, you're a leader to your son, your daughter, you know, your wife. You're supposed to be the head of the household. So you have to realize that at some point in life, you are a leader.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, you know, it's not just because you're not a leader as title doesn't mean you need to abandon the leadership role.
That's a good point, man. Because the misconception for a lot of people is that I'm the manager, I'm the supervisor, I'm the president, I'm the CEO, I'm such and such, I'm the big dog. I lead you. Not necessarily, man. Because like we said, the definition is leadership is influence. Because you're an appointed head doesn't mean people follow you. People are listening to your authority because they have to. I mean, if you sign on my paycheck,
I'm gonna listen to you.
I'm listening to you.
Yeah, it's in my best interest to follow what you're doing.
Yeah.
But it's not because I'm influenced by you, it's because of fear. And the issue is, when you're leading by fear, is that at some point people get enough courage to overcome their fear, and all of a sudden you're overthrown.
Yeah.
So now, people who are, you know, there's a lot of people who are figureheads, who are not actual leaders, but they're just managers or the figurehead, they're always running scared as well. Because they feel like they're being, they feel like at some point they're going to lose their grip.
Yeah, because they know their leadership's not based on influence.
Yes.
Because when your leadership is based on influence, then you know that, you know, what you're doing should first, once, like I said before, be the right thing. But people are going to tend to question you less because if your motives are pure and you're going off influence. When you motivate people by fear or you lead by fear, like you said, eventually people will be like, you know what, I'm eventually going to get the courage to stand up to you. And then, you know, it comes to a point where that gets challenged. You have nothing to stand on.
Yeah, so we can basically say that the true definition of a leader is people who, if you can get people to follow you and they don't really have a good reason to follow, they're just following you just because of your, basically who you are.
Their own
that's
free will and
the definition
volition.
of being a leader.
Now, if you have questions that you would like to ask us about what we discuss here, if you want to make suggestions for what we can do in future episodes, contact us by email at TrueBoardofDirectors@gmail.com, or you can also visit our website, which is www.themakingsofAman.com. Thanks for watching.